Hey there, what are you expecting today? Because whatever you expect, that's exactly what you're going to receive. I want to share something with you that I have noticed and something that I think we all can maybe relate to, as well as, if not a relation, if we're not having the aha moment, hey, this has happened to me, then it will bring some awareness as to other aspects and perspectives of reality. I have been noticing for the last couple of weeks the state that I am in, the certain inner conversations that I have, certain conclusions or decisions or outcomes in my mind that I come to. And it's that very day that I turn on my Facebook. And Facebook, as you all know, it brings you posts from last year, and it says, oh, these are your old memories. And they're usually stories that you have written down, pictures or something that you've written. I'm the kind of person that posts more motivational, inspiring quotes or self-inner talk. And what's interesting, and this has not happened once, but many times over and over again, today, I thought of something, and Facebook brings a post from last year on the same date that talks exactly the same language that I had last year. What's interesting is that today, when I have thought of this in my mind, Facebook brings me my own post and says, oh, by the way, this is what you were thinking last year. And it's interesting because the same advice I thought I was given to people, it comes back to me. When I give advice to anyone, and I mean advice, I mean inspiration, motivation, I speak from the heart. When I speak from the heart and I write things down, I'm thinking that through my own painful experience, I'm serving another. Oh, look what I've gone through. I better share this with someone else. Here's what happens. In that moment, when you give others advice, we need to look at ourselves and understand that we're putting out a vibration that is always going to come back to us. Vibration is nothing but thought. So the thoughts that I have written down last year, I was not aware that a year later on the same date, I was going to think the same thing, and what I wrote comes back to me. This is called a full cycle or a full circle. What causes us to be in a full cycle and live the same type of life, because this is causing me to say, oh, I was thinking the same last year, I'm thinking the same this year. Could it be that I have not changed my mind? Could it be that what was in me then, it's still in me today? And if it is, how much progress have I made? Not much. Because if I was troubled then, I'm troubled now. I give myself the same advice as I gave myself last year. It's evident that the whole year I've made no progress. Here's another thing. If I keep giving others advice all the time, or I tell other people what to do, and especially if I put it into writing, I understand that I put it into my universe, and what I put into my universe, it comes back to me. Imagine if I would have put down, in spite of how I felt and what I was going through, imagine if I would have written down the opposite. Call in that which I've wanted. Focus on what it is I want, not on the problem that I was going through, and thinking that through my problem, I give others advice, or I am helping another, or I'm sharing my feelings with the world, not understanding that those are going into my universe. I'm planting them into the garden of my mind, and they're going to grow, or they may not grow depending on what I'm writing. So what if I would have said, I'm thankful and grateful now that I am married to the most wonderful, loving, generous, faithful, attentive man? What if I would have put down, I'm so thankful and grateful now that I am the multimillionaire, dot, 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 comma, dot, dot, and on and on and on and on. What if I would have put that down? If it is true indeed that our words are our own prophecies, our own words should come from the image we hold within, because it's the image that we are going to manifest. We should speak from the image that we create in the mind, not the image of what is. How much progress would I have made in the past year if I would have followed the advice of my coach and mentor? Write down. Allow yourself to see the preview of your future life and speak and write down of your future life, and don't write from the present moment according to what you feel, according to what you see. Because a year from now, Luminita, you will walk into what you've written down because you were conscious when you wrote down. And your consciousness creates your reality. And it might not happen immediately in a week or two, but a year from now, it will show you you are in the same place as you've been last year, because you've just prophesied your future. So we are caught in the cycle of states of being. Each state of being comes with its own states of thinking or thoughts or speech. If last year I was in that state that I am in this state today, that means my language, my image has not changed very much. I have not made that quantum leap. So this year, I need to ask myself, where will I see myself next year? It's not about manifesting a free cup of coffee. It's not about manifesting an SB bag. It's about, where do I want, as energy and spirit within this body, what's the fullest expression that I can be of myself? Well, I can't see it there yet, or I'm not there physically, but in the energy or spirit, I can see it. If I speak of where my physical body is, because my words create my reality, that means, according to my words, my physical body is going to experience the same thing. And so where do I put myself next year? Where would I like to be a year from now? It's asking me, but it's asking me to look deep within the fourth dimension. And what will those pictures be and look like? Can I speak of them in the paper? And when I put them in the paper, I speak from them. What would I see? And then I live as if, with the feeling, with the understanding that if last year's prophecy that I wrote down came to realization this year, which it's the same one as last year, then could it be that if I write something different now, next year, I will look over it, or Facebook or whatever is going to remind me and say, wow, I am this and that and this and that. I will read my own Bible or my own vision. I will read it and go, wow, this truly works indeed. The law of attraction, what you put out into the universe comes back to you. It's called a circle. You're encircling yourself by the words you're speaking. And they can free you or they can imprison you. I'm realizing now that the words I wrote last year on Facebook, they have imprisoned me. To be in prison is to understand that to realize you've made no progress. You did not break through. And to break through, you need to break away from a certain way of speech. And your speech is recognized through your writing. If I say, I would like to have a home, or I would like to be married, but I always focus on the negative, well, it's obvious I'm going to talk about it and experience the negative. So what if I say, it would be nice to be married? It would be so wonderful. Yeah. And go on and on and on and on and on and write that down. Wow, it feels so amazing to be wonderful. Now I'm speaking from that image because I've experienced what it's like to be married. Wow, it sure does feel wonderful to be married, according to what I've seen in my imagination. And then I write, wow, it does feel so wonderful to be married. Guess what? It won't be but a few weeks or a few months. And you look back at that journal and you say, wow. It's as if you're picking up the language of today, 3-4 months from now. And you go, oh my goodness, it has happened. I am living exactly what I wrote down. I'm living my imagination. I am living out what I've seen in my mind. So we are our own prophets. We don't need to go outside ourselves. Our prophet is our own image. Our thought is the Father. The image is the Son. And the language is the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is considered oneness of thought and image. And it's shown through speech. That's called unity or power or alignment. I was talking to a client of mine, and she said she's very keen into looking into me. And she says, in this area, you're still divided. Oh, in this area right here, I could see division. Troubleshoot yourself and come back. Come back. You're speaking from outside. You're speaking from what is. Go back within. Go back within. Go back within. So be careful what you write down. Be careful the text you send to someone. Because you're not telling it to anyone. You're actually telling it to yourself. I have a tendency now when I write things down, if somebody asks me, how am I doing? I immediately flip the coin and I go, I am amazing. I'm amazing because I'm putting out that energy. I'm not talking to a human being. I'm thinking, wait, this person is asking me to send out the good energy. They're not really asking me to talk about my problem. Even though it seems as if in the natural, but in the spiritual, I must live from the spirit or from imagination or from these laws of the universe. I must live from the law and understand that, wait, if I put this out, it's a boomerang, it's coming back to me. So I don't speak in alignment with what my friend really wants to know about me. I speak in alignment with the laws, which causes me to live in harmony with me. I will speak of that which benefits me, not of that which will give you pleasure to talk about my pain. So we've got to change the way we look at life. We should look at life through the laws of life. There's consequences and rewards to the things we think, to the images we see, to the things we speak. There's consequences or rewards, but they're all coming back to us. So be a little more careful as to the text you send, to who you communicate with, interactions that you have, decisions that you make. Understand that even when you write down and it's not a decision, it could be something that will trap you. Is it something that frees you, or is this going to trap me? If I was going to read what I'm writing down now, will this look like freedom a year from now? If it doesn't look like it will free me, then I'm not going to write it down. This causes us to look inside and create that dream life or that dream speech that would be ours if I was free, if I was set free. What does freedom look like to me? To focus in the present moment is to trap myself and anchor myself in the present moment and put roots here. I don't want to put roots here. I want to put roots in that imaginal act, in that freedom. I am going to set myself there and set roots there and live from and as if from there and put my roots deep within there so that I may speak from and as if. I speak as if I am the multimillionaire now. I live as if I am the multimillionaire now. And that will bring that goal closer to me. It won't be a year as Facebook shows you, it will be faster. So let's take a look at creation and manifestation and law of attraction through an unselfish way, through a more full expression, full of love, self-love kind of way that sets us free. Only we can set ourselves free through our own speech, which comes from either present circumstance or the ideal circumstance. So let's make decisions correctly, decisions that free us, not decisions that bind us and makes us a servant of a present circumstance. Thank you guys for being here. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And click on the link and come within the Facebook group community, Manifest Without Money, or the program Manifest Without Money. If you want to be plugged into a weekly coaching, a group weekly coaching, then go ahead and click on the link below. But I leave that up to you. You make your own decision. Thank you for being here. I will see you next time. Bye now.